Israeli forces are on the attack in southern Syria, and more families, already traumatized by war, are on the move. Israel says its military operations are for its own security. The death toll has been steadily rising. But Syria isn't attacking Israel and says it won't. So what exactly is Israel trying to secure? And why was one of its first military objectives almost immediately after the fall of former President Bashar al-Assad in December 2024 a dam? Hello, I'm Darine Abu Gaida. This is Pinch Point, where politics and geography collide. And I want to talk about water as a strategic aim and as a weapon of war. Al-Wahda Dam supplies Jordan with water and Syria with hydroelectric power. It sits across the Yarmouk River, which forms the border between the two countries. It's about 10 kilometers from Israel's established positions in the occupied Golan Heights. Critically, the Yarmouk feeds into the Jordan River, and the occupied Golan Heights is a collection zone for a major aquifer that sits under parts of Syria, Jordan, Israel, and Lebanon. Control these bits of real estate, and you control the literal lifeblood of millions of people. None of us can live without water, and in the Middle East, it's in very short supply. Now consider Israel's ongoing military operations in southern Lebanon. The stated aim is to make its enemy, Hezbollah, disappear. And to help do that, they destroyed this pumping station in Wazani. It's among a number of water processing centers to have been damaged. On top of that, poisons from Israeli munitions are leaching into the water supply.
Israel basically is in physical control of water resources that affect Syria and Jordan, as well as in, if you will, indirect control of water resources in southern Lebanon through military might. That entire area now, hydrologically or hydraulically or water-wise, whatever you want term to use, is under Israeli control.
Here are the facts on the ground. This line shows the catchment area for the Jordan River. When Israel illegally occupied the West Bank in the 1967 Arab-Israeli War, a lot more of the basin came under its control. Its current military activity, here, and here, is giving it even more. But if we're shocked by any of this, we probably shouldn't be. After the end of the First World War, the World Zionist Organization went to the Paris Peace Conference in 1919 with a proposal for Israel with, shall we say, ambitious borders. They wanted large parts of what is now Lebanon, the area of Syria that Israeli forces are currently occupying, all of Gaza and the West Bank. Israel is currently occupying both. And on top of that, they wanted a large slice of Jordan, almost as far as Amman. Israel's first Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion, always believed Israel's northern border should have been marked by the horizontal southern section of the Litani River, which over the years, Israeli forces have rolled up to again and again. And as we've pointed out before, there's another map out there that shows the true ambitions of some Israelis. Even soldiers wear it as a patch on their uniforms. They call it Greater Israel. Greater Israel takes in all of Lebanon and Jordan, most of Syria, plus a large chunk of Egypt, Iraq, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia, even a tiny bit of Turkey. In this geopolitical mix are also accusations that Israel has been using water as a weapon of war. For example, Israel cut power to Gaza at the war's start, which wrecked the output of the Deir al-Balah desalination plant. On top of that, Israeli attacks destroyed 30 wells.
المخاطر المتوقعة من إيقاف محطة التحلية هو أولاً عدم وصول المياه للمواطنين بالشكل الكافي، وبالتالي هذا يؤدي إلى اعتماد المواطنين على وسائل بديلة ربما تكون مياه ملوثة هنا أو هناك، وهذا يهدد بانتشار أمراض معوية أو جلدية، قلة النظافة عند المواطنين، وبالتالي نحن نتوقع إذا استمر الإغلاق لا سمح الله حدوث كارثة بيئية وصحية.
Human Rights Watch accuses Israel of killing thousands of Palestinians in Gaza by denying them clean water, which it says legally amounts to acts of genocide and extermination. And while conflict might not be the cause of some of the region's water problems, it sure is an obstacle to finding a solution. Take the Dead Sea. Its level has dropped by 1 meter a year for decades because of irrigation projects and other water needs upstream.
What we can see here is just a pier that stood here about 40 years ago, and see where the pier is and where the water level is. So we are in actually a disaster zone.
The Dead Sea is here between Israel, the occupied West Bank, and Jordan. Its water comes from the Jordan River. The river once brought 1.3 billion cubic meters of fresh water every year into the sea. Now, it brings only about 100 million cubic meters, most of it containing agricultural runoff and sewage. To turn the tap back on and get water flowing back into the Dead Sea requires urgent cooperation between nations. That requires goodwill, but with the war on Gaza, as well as Israeli military action in Syria and Lebanon, goodwill in these parts right now is in very short supply.